Hey everyone, here we are again in Step 4, Chapter 2. We're going to continue to learn more about how we can carry the conversation. When carrying a conversation, you want to do a few things, which is to create rapport, be positive, and define your voice and listen. People decide if they like someone, can trust them, or want a relationship with this person within the first few seconds of meeting. Experts conclude that people make quick and accurate judgments in the first few seconds of meeting someone. This is determined without even hearing someone speak. You are in control of influencing those initial impressions with your approach and ongoing rapport building skills. You might ask yourself, if people judge me within the first few seconds, how can I make friends or try to carry a conversation if they don't even hear me talk? Think of it this way. Humans use first impressions as a survival mechanism. The fight or flight response kicks in and your body makes the decision for you. This is all based on what's in front of you. Do you leave or do you stay? Is this person safe to be with? Are they a friend or someone who can hurt you? Are they a leader or are they a follower? These are questions your mind and body instinctively ask. To make a good first impression, you must try to create rapport, gaining the trust of the person you're talking to. Using simple techniques to show you're a safe person is important in any environment. Use hand gestures, good posture, positive tone of voice, eye contact, and say their name. Keep your hands visible and never skip a handshake. Be as confident as you can because humans instinctively want to be around people who look and act like winners or someone who looks and acts successful. Always find something in common. Humans are attracted to others who have similarities. One way you can do this is by making the other person feel good about themselves using positive comments. Judith Glasser, author, academic, and business executive, says positive comments and conversations produce a chemical reaction too. They spur the production of oxytocin, a feel-good hormone that elevates our ability to communicate, collaborate, and trust others by activating networks in our prefrontal cortex. Behaviors that spark oxytocin, by contrast, raise conversational IQ. Using positive and encouraging comments is a very important aspect of any conversation. If you've ever been around someone who makes negative comments or complains about almost everything, you know exactly what we're talking about and have a good understanding of the types of people to avoid. Just think about the person at work who never has anything positive to say. It's draining, and people usually want to avoid those types of people. Here are 5 general examples of positive comments that are encouraging and supportive. I'm so happy you had a great weekend. Wow, that's impressive. Tell me more about your job. You're ready for this interview. You'll do great. I love the way you told the story about your trip to Italy. I felt like I was there. If you keep practicing as hard as you do, you might go pro. These are meant to make the other person feel good, wanting to come back to you for more conversation. If people feel good around you, they'll want to talk to you. Most importantly, make sure you mean what you say. Remember, be sincere. Practicing a positive attitude and using positive comments during conversations will increase your bond with people. You will be more attractive and more desirable to be around when you're supportive and positive. Practicing positive thinking and positive conversations will increase your likability. Finding your voice. This is a great quote. If your words disagree with the tone of voice and nonverbal behavior, people tend to believe the tonality and nonverbal behavior. Remember, how you say your words are very important. They matter because the tone of your voice is so impactful. According to a study done by psychology professor from UCLA, Dr. Albert Mehraban, there are 3 elements that he says account for how well we receive someone's message and how impactful they are and how they impact us differently. As you can see from the graph, 7% of words, 38% tone of voice, 55% body language. This shows how impactful our body language and our tone of voice is. The study goes on to say even the slightest negative tone or movement can indicate to a person a lack of support or support for their involvement in any type of conversation or process. Nods, smiles, positive and ahs, looks of understanding, questioning, empathy, all encourage people to participate in some type of communication which builds trust and assists them to have the confidence to discuss sometimes very difficult issues. Your body language and your tone of voice is very impactful in any conversation. So keep that in mind. If you speak with confidence, you speak with a confident tone, and your body language is open and you're pointing towards them, you will build trust faster. Listening skills. A good listener is a good learner. Taking turns and not dominating the conversation is very important. This seems obvious, but it can be hard to put into practice because there are times when you may want to yell out ideas, thoughts, or argue, disagree, or get excited. Practice allowing the other person to finish their complete thought. You also must look like you're listening by being present. You can do this by following the tips below. Focus on the person in front of you. Giving someone your undivided attention is a huge compliment. Use eye contact. Use eye contact, but not so much that you look like you're having a staring contest. Of course, use body language. Nod your head, smile, point your body in their direction. Be empathetic. Really try to understand the person who you're talking to. Put yourself in their shoes. Here we are at the end of the chapter and we're winding up. We're just going to summarize now what we learned. Create rapport. Use positive comments. Define your voice and listen. These are elements you can use to continue carrying the conversation in a positive way. Remember the elements of personal communication. Body language and our tone of voice are much more impactful a lot of the times than the things we say. Practice listening skills. Focus and be present with the person in front of you. Use body language, again, to show you're interested. This is the end of the chapter, and we look forward to talking with you in the next chapter.